Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Ketholino with the evening news. The headlines: Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates and lays foundation stones for 7 projects related to urban infrastructure in Bihar. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says India remains committed to resolve current issues in border areas through peaceful dialogue. Health Ministry holds virtual meeting with state and union territories to ensure adequate oxygen availability in all health care facilities. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 5,229. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated and laid the foundation stones for 7 projects related to urban infrastructure in Bihar through video conferencing. Out of these, 4 projects are related to water supply, 2 to sewerage treatment, and 1 to riverfront development. The total cost of these projects is 541 crore rupees. The implementation of these projects has been undertaken by BUIDCO under Urban Development and Housing Department of Bihar. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar was also present on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said the program is taking place on the occasion of Engineers Day, which marks the birth anniversary of great engineer of the country, M. Visheshwaraya. He said engineers of the country have made an unprecedented contribution in building the nation as well as the world. Modi said more than 50 projects worth 6,000 crore rupees have been approved in Bihar to keep River Ganga clean. He said Namami Gange project will change the life pattern of the people. He said in the last 1 year, more than 2 crore water connections have been given all over the country under the Jal Jeevan mission. Modi said today, more than 1 lakh households in the country are being connected to piped water. Prime Minister Modi said clean water not only makes life better, but also prevents many serious diseases. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today asserted that India remains committed to resolve the current issues in its border areas through peaceful dialogue and consultations. Singh said India believes that mutual respect and mutual sensitivity are the basis for peaceful relations with neighbors. Making a statement in the Lok Sabha on the LAC situation, Singh said India wants to resolve the current situation through dialogue. He said India has been continuously maintaining diplomatic and military engagement with the Chinese side. Defence Minister informed the House that India is taking a stand on 3 key principles. He mentioned that both sides should strictly respect and observe the LAC and neither side should attempt to alter the status quo unilaterally. The Defence Minister urged the House to pass a resolution in support of the armed forces who, he said, have been defending motherland at great heights and most inclement weather conditions. Today is the International Day of Democracy. On the occasion, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu extended his greetings and said, democracy gives voice to the common man and ensures that all are equal before the rule of law. He also appealed to everybody to strengthen the foundation of Indian democracy and make it more vibrant. On the occasion, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar extended his greetings and said, democracy is the best system of governance, accountability, checks and balance. Health Ministry held a virtual meeting today where Union Health Secretary, Secretary DPIIT and Secretary Pharmaceuticals engaged with 29 states and union territories to ensure adequate oxygen availability in all healthcare facilities. It was noted that 11 tankers in Assam supply oxygen to most of the northeastern states. States were asked to assess the need and then, to press more tankers into action, repurpose similar vehicles for carrying oxygen and take steps to reduce their turnaround time. The states were specifically advised to ensure facility-wise and hospital-wise oxygen inventory management and advanced planning for timely replenishment. They were also asked to ensure that no restriction is imposed on the movement of medical oxygen between states and union territories. Provision of green corridor for liquid medical oxygen tankers within the cities should be made. States were also asked to ensure timely payment of the due bills to the manufacturers and suppliers to maintain uninterrupted supply of oxygen. States have been asked to undertake oxygen consumption audit, ensure only cases requiring medical oxygenation are administered with oxygen, and prevent leakages due to negligence of hospital staff. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has released the NCERT 8-week alternative academic calendar for the secondary stage. Speaking on the occasion, Pokhriyal said that the calendar provides guidelines to teachers on the use of various technological tools and social media tools available for imparting education in interesting ways which can be used by learners, parents, and teachers even at home. He said, however, it has taken into account the varying levels of access to such tools like mobile phone, radio, television, SMS, and various social media. The minister also highlighted that many of us may not have internet facility in the mobile phone or may not be able to use different social media tools. The calendar guides teachers to further help parents and students through SMS on mobile phones or through voice call. Nishank said parents are expected to help elementary stage students to implement this calendar. Nagaland reported 15 positive cases of COVID-19 today, taking the total tally to 5,229. State Health Department in its COVID-19 bulletin updated that 8 cases were reported from Dimapur, 4 in Kohima, and 1 each in Mokchung, Tuensang, and Mon. Of the new cases, 9 were traced contacts, 4 from returnees, and 1 each from armed forces and frontline workers. In addition, 30 COVID-19 patients have recovered. Of the total cases, 1,269 are active, while 3,927 have recovered. So far, out of the 15 registered deaths, 10 persons have died due to the infection, while 5 were not COVID-related. Meanwhile, 18 have migrated to other states. MLA Y. Vikhosu today reiterated that one should be responsible during lockdown relaxation while adapting to the new normal life, continuing with washing hands with soap and wearing face masks. Speaking at the installation program of TrueNet Lab at Community Health Center Bogoboto, he thanked the Sumi Apuyemi Hoho for taking the initiative of contributing to install the machine at the CHC Bogoboto. Su also assured provisions for relief packages under LADB fund for the subdivision health centers to sustain the availability of first aid and medicine during the pandemic. The entire nation today celebrates Engineers Day to mark the birth anniversary of the renowned Indian engineer Bharat Ratna Moksha Gundam Visheshwaraya, civil engineer and statesman. Visheshwaraya is popularly known as Sir MV. He was the chief engineer of Krishna Raja Sagara Dam in the northwest suburb of Mysuru city. Several engineering institutions, organizations, and educational institutions celebrate the day by organizing meetings and competitions for students. And Union government yesterday banned the export of all varieties of onions with immediate effect. The move is aimed at increasing availability and checking the price of the commodity at the domestic market. Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, said in a notification that the export of all varieties of onions is prohibited with immediate effect. The DGFT, under the Commerce Ministry, deals with exports and import-related issues. The provisions under transitional arrangements shall not be applicable under this notification. To end the news, the headlines here again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates and lays foundation stones for 7 projects related to urban infrastructure in Bihar. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says India remains committed to resolve current issues in border areas through peaceful dialogue. Health Ministry holds virtual meeting with state and union territories to ensure adequate oxygen availability in all healthcare facilities, and Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 5,229. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Have a pleasant night.